here. A quick tour, introduction to my aquarium room. On the door here I have my 9-year-old now who drew his impression of one of my aquariums, my freshwater aquariums there. So that's at the very entrance. I basically converted my aquarium room into a water box. I've used the traditional aquariums that you could buy at Petco and such. I tore down a 125-gallon planted tank and then my 70-gallon tank, 20-gallon planted tank, and replaced them over the last year and a half with these 3 water box aquariums. So on the left here is the 20-gallon aquarium from Waterbox. It is planted and it's basically just a shrimp tank at the moment because it's very low maintenance with shrimp and does not require much cleaning. I really like the lights here. I use the twin stars for this, and this has been up for I think about 8 months maybe. I got Amano shrimps in there with some Amazonia substrate there, a little bit of wood, some CO2 in the bottom here. It's the Oase canister filter, which honestly is a wonderful experience as far as canisters goes. I've used the FX4, the Eheims, and a number of other brands, but honestly the thing that sold me on this is the ability to remove the filter, the fine pad filters, with essentially you just turn it off, move these over and pull it out. It makes it so I do it more often. Here I have the Peninsula 3620, which is about 88 gallons. I decided was going to be a freshwater setup and placed all the substrate in. I built the aquascape from stone. I was going to kind of make some small plants to make it look like a mountain terrain. And I really just liked the idea of trying to use a sump to hide all the equipment in for this freshwater setup. And as soon as I got introduced to the sump and started playing around with plumbing, I realized I think I'm ready to try saltwater. I even had this full of water and I started cycling it, but my attention got diverted and I pulled out the water, cleaned it, and now it's basically just kind of sitting there waiting as I dive into the saltwater side of things. So I don't know if this will end up being freshwater after all. What I realized is, yes, I could have used this as a starter for saltwater. The more I read, I decided that I wanted to start with as big as I can go to start with. And so that brought me to the next aquarium here. So this here is what it's all about. I've been planning this aquarium and the setup for the last about 8 months, and just in the past 3 weeks actually began the cycle. I'm just about ready to throw in some fish. I got a 10-gallon tank over here that I'm pre-medicating a few fish. Nothing much at the moment, but just felt like I just couldn't wait to get something alive in there other than bacteria. And so I hope over the next few videos to show some of the planning that went into it and the process. I have such an appreciation for water box aquariums after having spent years in freshwater, you know, the Aqueons and such, which have been great and served me well. This is definitely a step up. The quality, the glass thickness, how well the seams are done with the silicone. The cabinets are really great. A huge step up from anything I've experienced before as far as quality, ease of putting together and taking apart. A big piece of it, why I chose Waterbox over Red Sea, for example, is accessibility, but also the small things like how easy it is to level these and the fact that the overflow is glass and easy to clean. It is pricey, but I think it's worth it. I had my first freshwater when I was probably 11 or 12, just kind of always had freshwater going. Really got into planted tanks about 4 or 5 years ago. I think I just feel ready for this. Over Over here, I have a Fiji 30-gallon tank, and I have it plumbed into my Waterbox 130.4 as either a Fugium or a frag tank. And right now it's just containing my biomedia. Here is my workspace. To the left here, I have a dehumidifier. I have on the left is a 30-gallon tank with RO water, and on the right is salt water. Here is my RODI system. It's a 6-stage, and it has 1 pre-filter, 2 carbons, and 2 DI canisters. I have it basically through the wall, plumbed into the aquarium room there.